Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my stream for tonight. And tonight, we're going to react to Raphael Myth, A Thought Across. So, before we begin, I want to tell you how well I pulled this myth and how the night's going to happen, because a myth is not a 20 to 40 minutes card, so it's a big card. So we going to kind of watch the half of it. I'm gonna take a little break of like 10 minutes maybe, and we're going to continue for the rest. And of course, next Friday, what are we going to do is watch both of his Secret Time, because there's still one who's still luck, if I can say that, because we have to do the activities, the daily things for the myth to get it. So tonight we're going to concentrate on the myth, and next week the Secret Time. But we're not just going to watch the Secret Time, but we're going to watch them for the stream of the next week. So, how well did I pull Raphael card? For people who's wondering, I didn't spend a dime, so no info didn't get my money. I got it. I was very lucky because I got the two card back to back. What I'm saying is, like, I didn't lose my pity, so I'm going back. I'm going to show you, kind of. I think it's here. See, that's the number here. After 95 pull, I got him, and it took me 33 pull to get the first one. It was the luckiest myth that I pulled since I started playing the game. That was crazy. So yeah. Oh, that's okay. So we're going back. Okay, so are you guys ready? I'm just going to take a sip of my juice. Okay. I'm nervous. Here we go. Okay. Dusk in Yingu village lies already shattered, crushed beneath the god step. The sun's dying light spills across the dirt road at the village entrance as gongs, drums, and Swana, that's how you say that, rip through the stillness.
Make way, everyone! Don't block the procession, lest you offend the Vermilion General!
The few dozen remnants of Aang's army I lead, their armor battered and faces caked with dirt, trapped at the village's entrance by the surging crowd. The Kingdom's general sits in the prison's guard and hangs his head. He's the only reward and glory of our bitter victory.
Out of all the times we lost half of our battalion at Mornsan Pass. Even our Captain General fell. We barely made it back alive. Now we're supposed to bow to clay statues? General, let's just push through!
Bear with it. This martial god isn't as forgiving as a bodhisattva. Offend the Vermilion General, and the villagers will tear us limb from limb.
Okay.
Our banner bears the great character Hung for all to see.
Hung.
And they still dare defy us?
Yungo Village is next to Mornsan Pass. It's always been a battleground for warring kingdoms. The banners at the village entrance have changed more times than anyone can count. Do you think they'll truly bow to Hung?
Sorry, it just on my up. I don't know why I did that. Okay.
The Vermilion General is from the old dynasty. Why do they still worship him as a god?
If you were born as a member of the imperial family, raised in silk and splendor, blessed with beauty, and became an undefeated general who stands with the commoners, you too would be revered.
I'd rather not die young on the battlefield only to have people pray to me year after year. Even after my kingdom has crumbled.
I ran in my horse through the haze of incense and swirling dust. A procession draped in vivid colors slowly emerges. The deity's palanquin looms, ceremonial banners sway, and the masked heavenly messenger dances among the crowd. The villagers' faces alight with devotion, merge into the surging tide.
Welcome, ancient souls. Banish newborn demons, and let fire light the way. Never look back.
The meticulously crafted statue of martial god is enthroned upon the palanquin. His vivid, spirited gaze pierces the mask and veil of incense smoke to meet mine. Beneath the masterful clay sculpting, that commanding yet resplendent gaze appears lifelike. It's as though it can strike one's soul. The more relentless the flames of war, the more people need face to survive. I'm the first to dismount. Then I silently follow those at the end of the slow-moving procession.
It will circle the General's temple thrice this year. General Raphael will watch over us.
I heard your kingdom's horses always veer away when they get too close to our general's temple. His divine power must be influencing them.
The deity procession journeys on. It finally stops outside the general's temple as darkness falls. Wait, I just want to be sure that my mic is on. It's a running gag after all. Okay, it's on. Sorry, guys. Okay. The weathered temple is modest in size, yet the square before it teems with people amidst the lantern's light. A humble stage stands to one side, and a white-clothed screen is illuminated by a I can't say it. Warm. Okay, sorry. Glow behind it. Yeah.
Dear villagers, my name is Cuecho. Tonight, I have the honor of performing the grand epic of the martial god General Raphael.
The calling sounds softly, and a slender shadow puppet leaps onto the white-clothed screen.
300 years ago, this general was once the Xie Kingdom's precious prince, His Highness Raphael. He was a master in poetry, music, and painting. His brilliance was unmatched. Yet, as flames of war engulfed the land and the dynasty teetered on the brink of collapse, the young prince was forced to wield a weapon. He cast aside his silken robes and donned armor for battle.
With a deft twist and turn of the fingers, the shadow puppet is clad in a warrior's garb.
In his first battle, he rode forth alone and claimed the enemy general's head. The tide of battle shifted as he struck terror into his foes. Yet his countenance was too fair. His brow and eyes were as beautiful as a painting. So he melted the fallen general's armor and forged a fearsome mask to inflict dread upon the battlefield. Thus, the name of the Vermilion General was known to both armies in a single night.
The shadow puppets dance and whirl across the screen to conjure vision of thundering cavalry and clashing steel.
For years, he was undefeated. He won every battle, took every stronghold. Many praised his noble heart and devotion to the people. Yet his enemies trembled at his name as if the martial god himself had descended. Alas, the heavens are jealous of greatness. At the age of 24, beyond Mornsand Pass,
I watch with rapt attention, yet the word Mornsand Pass shake me to my core. Visions of the brutal fighting from past days churn through my mind.
the enemy arrived in a force 10 times greater. To shield the fleeing civilians, General Raphael held the rear alone. Beneath a 1,000-year-old tree, he fought the enemy for a day and a night. Grievously wounded, yet refusing to yield, he stood his ground until his last breath. As General Raphael collapsed, fallen leaves burst into flames. Countless golden leaves scattered in the heavens. Vermilion light blazed across the valley, and the heavenly gate opened. The Vermilion General did not fall to the dust of the earth. He rose through the 9 heavens to become the martial god, a protector of all.
The screen blazes with light as a dark red figure streaks across the white cloud. It's seemingly akin to the silhouette of a god. I don't remember how he said his name. I will not say it. Voice gradually fades and is replaced with echoes from my memory. The legend of the martial god is one I've heard countless times since... Oh, did I? Since... Where? Where's my line? I was born in oh my god, I will not pronounce that city, and my family were generals who defend this wall. When I was 10, I think it was Chu I said earlier, sorry if I mispronounced it, kingdom invaded. Fell. My family perished in the massacre. Barely clinging to life, I alone escaped through Mornsand Pass. Okay. Ever since that cursed day, all lands beyond Mornsand Pass, became the Xiu Kingdom territory, and city was renamed city. I just don't want to be wrong how to pronounce this word, sorry. At the age of 15, I joined the... I said it earlier. Huan Army? I vowed in secret that one day I will march alongside them to reclaim that city. Year after year, the war dragged on. General after general fell. Yet, that city drifted ever further in my dreams. In those days of uncertainty, I sometimes remember that as a child, I too had dreamed of becoming a hero like Vermilion General. Oh, sorry, but like I said last week, it's just so beautiful. It's like it's fall. It's so pretty. The next day we set out. We set out again as the day's first rays of sunlight appear with the enemy general. As the mountains gradually recede, we enter a canyon awash in shades of crimson.
General, this place is known as the Blaze Trail.
It lives up to its name. In the heart of autumn, the leaves blaze like living fire.
It's quiet.
Yeah, like fall is it? Oh, it's so fall. It's so a beautiful season. If you're lucky where you are to have the 4 season, fall is looking like that. It's just so pretty, and the chills wind feels great after normally a hot summer, which we didn't really have here. What there was a few days hot, but not like it's supposed to. But it's so pretty. Pick up the pace. We have to. A whistling arrow pierces the sky. In its wake, a hail of arrows descend like freezing rain to harvest lives. Ambush! Ambush! All units get into formation. I draw my sword and shove a nearby soldier aside. A crossbow bolt grazes past his bracer. The ambush started and ends just as swiftly. This raged band of survivors never stood a chance against an attack well prepared by the My soldier fall one after another. In the distance, the prison cart is wrenched open, and the general is helped out by his comrades. Oh no.
She's their leader. Capture her alive and kill the rest!
No. I grit my teeth and raise my sword to meet them. All blood soon splatters across my face and blurs my vision. Sorry, but sometimes the voice this makes me. It's not funny, but I don't know. It's probably because I'm tired. So, on the hillside, corpses of and soldiers lie tangled together. Only the bodies of soldiers remain at the top out. However, is this where I die? The edge of my blade is dull and chipped. Countless wounds cover my body. I stagger back a few more steps until my spine slams against rough bark. Nearby, the cold gleam of blades slowly closes around me. I slowly fall back and lift my head with a gasp. Autumn leaves blot out the sky. Standing proud and resolute, the tree is ancient and gnarled. This is...
Beneath a 1,000-year-old tree, he fought the enemy for a day and a night. Grievously wounded, yet refusing to yield, he stood his ground until his last breath. As General Raphael collapsed, fallen leaves burst into flames. Countless golden leaves scattered in the heavens.
Morn sent past the blaze trail under an ancient tree. Is this where Vermilion General ascend to become the martial god? Autumn's morning sun filters through gaps in the canopy. Specks of dappled light fall upon my broken armor. The footstep of the encircling soldier draw closer. My chest heaves violently. My heartbeat drowns out of the rasp of blades being drawn nearby. I wonder how similar his thoughts in his final moments are to my own. I watch the soldier surge up the slope, then raise my eyes to the leaves overhead, thick enough to blot out the sky. If I'm going to die here, It doesn't matter if I become a god or a spirit. At least this place is beautiful. I agree. My vision and awareness awareness. I have some difficulty tonight. See some word. Awareness gradually blur. The light of the setting sun seems to envelop me, and the sounds around me slowly fade into silence. The trees shudder, their leaves cascading in waves. A golden red radiance is ignited. Brighter than the sunlight, it blazes outward like a white fire. At the heart of the light, spiraling leaves gather and slowly coalesce. Is that how you pronounce that? Into a tall figure. Here it is. That mask. It looks exactly like the one from the deity procession. Am I already dead? Are you the martial god? Who are you? I want to choose that one. Should I choose that one? Are you the martial god?
You knew yet still disturbed my slumber?
Oh, he's mad.
If you're going to die here, you should have asked for my permission first. Well, I do not grant it. Is this a fortunate circumstance, or the worst day of your life?
It's an illusion. Attack! Kill them!
But these men have definitely run out of luck.
Countless leaves gather in his palms and transform into a strange double-bladed sword. Countless threads of golden red light ignite throughout the grove. They follow his movement like flowing fire. The leaves in golden flames burst forth with his swing. They pierce the enemy soldier's armor. I forget the searing pain in my chest. Wait! I didn't have to... I forgot the searing pain in my chest. My eyes fixed on this figure standing amidst the carnage. His double-bladed sword is encoded in a single drop of blood. His fearsome mask gleams brightly under the sunlight. It's like martial god has descended upon the mortal realm.
Over there! Surround them!
In the distance, more pursuers surge like a rising tide, the clang of their weapons echoing through the air.
You're eager to nourish this tree? Very well. I'll grant your wish.
With a flick of his wrist, the double-bladed sword dances through the air. Each slash is as swift as a flying loom and graceful as a soaring swan. Golden radiance and countless whirling flames sweep through the enemy ranks with devastating force. Each leaf is a blade with little precision. It all happens too quickly. Before the enemy can even cry it out, they are already reduced to dust in the storm. Within a few heartbeats, the canyon falls silent once more. Or are the sons of this world slipping away from me? I slump against the tree trunk, my gaze unfocused. The falling leaves before me slowly lose their colors, fading to gray. That fearsome mask draws closer. In my blurry vision, it seemingly has shed its murderous aura. and this cruel warmth above my painful wound. At the same time, something deep within me stirs, and an inexplicable heat flares across the back of my hand.
A soul covenant.
A soul covenant? Huh?
So it was you.
Eh? Darkness washes over me like a gentle tide. It's ready to drown to remnant of my flattering consciousness. Fear, okay. Before everything fades, I see him reach for my left hand that rests at my side. On the back of my hand, a faintly glowing seal slowly emerges. Okay. Okay. Just before we continue, let's say we take a break like after that one here. So we will left this for chapter, right? Okay. So, chapter 2.
Last night, the general's temple was ablaze with golden light. It lit up everything.
I saw it with my own eyes. The martial god was carrying someone in his arms when he walked into the light. I swear I'm telling the truth.
The person seemed to be wearing Hun Kingdom's armor. The martial god must have pitied us. Surely we'll win this war.
The general's temple in King village. When did I? The temple's heavy doors remain closed, yet they do little to muffle the tide of prayers rising from the people gather outside. Light filters through the cracks of the door. They close behind me. I turn to look. A stranger clad in armor sits with his back against the altar table, his eyes closed. One leg is bent before him. He looks so freaking cool. He looks really cool. I love his armor. Love the ponytail. Raphael is sleeping. I think on my instinct, I draw my sword and thrust it toward him. With his eyes still shut, he slightly tilts his head. The blade flies past his ear and embeds itself into the altar stable.
You're already betraying me? And in this place, no less. Aren't you afraid of the martial god's punishment?
As my mind clears, what appears before me is a face that seems to transcend the mortal realm. My gaze drifts across his eyebrow, his eyes, the bridge of his nose, the contour of his face. I slowly look up. The martial god statue, seated in a haze of incense enveloping the main hall, gradually overlaps with the man before me. Fragments of the life or death struggle earlier flash through my mind. A masked figure, a double blade sword carving arcs of the falling leaves through the air. I look down. My armor is still ruined, yet all my wounds are gone. Only divine power could explain my current circumstances. Are you truly the martial god?
You're using a clay statue to identify the divine. Aren't you worried you might be mistaken?
I am. That's why I'm asking. Tell me whether you're mortal or god.
Pity I'm neither. I'm simply Raphael.
Everyone knows the Muriel General's name is Raphael. That doesn't prove anything.
I'm not forcing you to believe me, so you can't force me to prove anything. However, I saved you. Not even a mortal such as yourself can deny it.
That otherworldly face is alive with his sharp tongue. Alright, I didn't ask you to save me, but I acknowledge the fact. Whether you are mortal or a god, how should I repay you? Tell me. If you are the martial god, should I fix this temple or offer you a fine wine and food? I'll do my best.
You'll fulfill my request so long as it's reasonably within your capabilities.
I shall keep my word. He suddenly takes my left hand and reveals an enigmatic smile.
What if I want your life?
What do you mean? I try to pull my hands back, but a faint searing heat suddenly spread across the back of it. The glowing shape I saw moments before I fell unconscious on the battlefield appears again. It's a tiny red fish. A soul covenant?
So you know what it is.
A red fish mark appears on the back of Raphael's hand as well, though it's slightly larger than mine. It feels as though if we drew just a little close.
This is what can take your life.
Seriously, if it feels as though if we drew just a little closer, the two marks will complete a perfect circle. His impish tone makes me unsure if he's threatening me or joking. You saved me just to kill me? Are all gods this boring?
Who said I was going to take your life?
He turns his hand over and presses the mark on his hand against mine.
You are my soul's anchor in this life, with two fish as our witnesses.
And this means we have a covenant?
Without your life as an anchor, I cannot stay in the mortal realm as a physical incarnation.
Without your life as an anchor, I cannot stay in this mortal realm as a physical incarnation. Okay. He leans in. Those mesmerizing eyes of his reflects my image.
You live well, and I exist. When your soul disappears, I return to oblivion's embrace.
For a moment, I'm entranced by those eyes. The back of his hand feels cold against mine, yet it burns as if I've touched fire. Sorry. I pull back my hand. I pause and slowly make sense of everything. So as long as you stay in this mortal form, you'll be draining my life? Or how is that not killing me?
You've fought on the battlefield for only a decade, right? Yet you are more bloodthirsty than the martial god who has lived for 300 years. I'm merely borrowing a smidgen of your vitality. Your life isn't at risk.
So I'll tire easily?
It's possible you'll also feel dizzy from time to time.
Oh. Irritated, I grab his hammer and pull him closer. I'm a soldier, a fight. How is this any different from killing me? I'll die somewhere else with less dignity. I don't want this. Can't you break our covenant and find someone else?
You think this is a marriage you can negotiate a divorce out of? The ones with a soul covenant have their destinies bound.
A fleeting conviction crosses his face, and my heart trembles for reasons I can't explain. Yet his composed, carefree expressions returns.
You said you're a soldier. On the battlefield, is there anyone more worthy of your devotion than the martial god?
I realize something, and I slowly loosen my grip on his armor. You're willing to help me on the battlefield?
You need only to spare a little of your vitality.
If he can truly demonstrate his divine power again, as he did beneath the tree, then this war might not be a lost cause. What if I want to recapture that enemy general who escaped? Raphael firstly pulls my claymore from the altar. He turns it before offering the weapons to me.
Capturing a mere general in the midst of an army? How is that difficult?
I take the sword from him. It's not light, yet in his hands it moves effortlessly as a dagger. I only have myself and my blade. The enemy's camp as the kingdom. Find a soldier. If I want to break through, I need to outsmart them. If I'm severely wounded, will you disappear?
That sounds like a threat.
I wouldn't dare. I can only assume the martial god has his own reason for wanting for wanting to remain in the mortal realm. Raphael's relaxed expression fades as he looks at me.
Now you believe I'm the martial god?
I need his assistance. It'd be best to keep him in a good mood for now. I believe you. I believe you. I witness your divinity with my own eyes. That clear gaze seems to pierce my soul, yet within their depths I catch a fleeting glimmer of something I can't quite decipher. Is it delight? Several moments pass before a smile appears on his face. However, there's a cold amusement, as if he's an observer, watching everything unfold from afar. He raises his hand and traces the air above the fish mark on the back of my hand. He never exactly touched it.
Let's see if your faith will give you what you desire.
Under a faint silver of glimmering moonlight, I hold my breath as I creep toward the outer perimeter of the camp. I incapacitate a lone sentinel with the hilt of my blade. I quietly take his hammer, put it on, and enter the camp unnoticed. Moving cautiously, I locate the warehouse where supplies are stored. I light a torch and set the dry hay in the back ablaze before anyone sees me. The roar of flames mingles with billowing smoke as the fire spreads. I continue burning the hay while keeping an eye out for any movement outside. Once the warehouse fires grew larger enough to draw the attention of the eastern watchtower, Raphael can make his move from the west. At that very moment, a brilliant golden light irradiates from the western side of the camp. I rush out of the warehouse only to see the golden light emanating from the main tent in the distance. This isn't good. Has Raphael been exposed? Ready to fight, I pull out my sword. An immense force tears through the main tent. Wooden splinters and scraps of fabric spiral into the air. Bathed in golden light, a towering figure clad in a armor plants 1 foot atop of a collapsed flagpole. With a fierce sweep of his double-bladed sword, as if struck by an invisible force, all of the camp's fence collapses, and the campfires are extinguished.
Where is your general?
Stunned, I watch those events unfold. I can feel the martial god's power more keenly compared to our first meeting. Just as Raphael draws the attention of the entire camp, I stumble involuntarily. A wave of dizziness spread from deep within my body. My head is spinning. We can't keep doing this. The harder he fights, the faster my life force is drained. I grit my teeth, and years of military strategizing help me quickly revise my plan. I need to be quick. I can't let more enemies arrive. I sprint toward the stables and slash the horse reins. I light of bundles of dry hay and hurl it inside. The terrified horse tremble over the green fences and scatter. That should stop them from calling for reinforcement. Not the horse, right? Okay, it's me, it's fine. Several arrows suddenly fly toward me. I quickly duck behind a building and draw my bow. I aim at the archers of the watchtower. Several of them tumbles from a great height. Then Raphael strides toward me through the wreckage. He's dragging someone with him. With him.
What? What kind of monster?
The general had been rescued earlier, is now bound by fallen leaves shimmering with golden red light. His vein bulged as he struggled against his restraint.
Is this the man you were looking for?
I paused before nodding.
Good. You weren't slow either. Are the horses ready?
Raphael, Raphael, have you never infiltrated an enemy camp before? I wiped the sweat from my face and fight back the dizziness. Gritting my teeth, I grabbed a warehouse's reins.
Only mortals use such tactics. For me...
He hoists the enemy general with one hand and tosses him onto the horseback.
If I deal with everyone who gets in our way, no one will be a witness to our machinations.
Smoke billows and flames dance. Amid the blaze, the martial god visage becomes more breathtaking as light and shadow intertwine across his feature. I glance at the enemy camp that's been plunged into chaos. Flames rage and panic horses run. Then I look at Raphael, who's at ease. My belief in his statue as the martial god has grown stronger, yet at the same time, I can't help but think he's nothing like the martial god from the stories I've heard. Iron hooves shattered the dust of 1,000 miles. With the captured enemy general in tow, we ride until we reach an important border fortress. Yanzhou? Capture an enemy general amidst thousands of soldiers and escaping unscathed. Word of this miraculous feat spreads like wildfire. Within 3 days, it echoes through every street and the alley of Yanzhou and reaches the capital. The late general I once served under received a posthumous honor, while I'm granted an exceptional promotion. As the new blade-bearing general, a residence is bestowed upon me by imperial decree. It's a vermilion plaque bearing the words Manor of Blades-Bearing General. It gleams brightly under the sun. When even Raphael, who returned with me, and whose military record remained vague, is bestowed the title of the Blaze-Born General. For this extraordinary achievement, he served as my second in command. When I accept my title as the Blade-Bearing General, it happens to coincide with the kind of Heavenly Blessing Festival. It's an event that expresses gratitude for the heaven's grace and pray for peace and prosperity across the land. As night falls, a lantern forms a sea of light around the city's tower. A gentle night breeze makes the red glow ripple like waves. Fireworks burst, their tenderest sparks resounding.
You're already outside? Those officials were actually willing to let the new blade-bearing general slip away?
I found Raphael at the highest point of Yanzhou Tower. He sits perched on the upturned eaves, and one of his legs dangles lazily. Those drunken men could barely hold their cups, yet they insist I reenact how I charge into... Sorry, there's like a little bug here. That was weird. Maybe it's just dust. Okay, sorry. Insist I reenact how I charge into the enemy camp and capture the general that night. I agreed and took a long sword from the wall. I turned it and sliced off half of the general's sleeve without touching his skin. I scared him, tossed the sword aside, and excused myself. I said I drank too much and need to clear my head. The honor doesn't only belongs to me. Raphael doesn't respond. Instead, he leans down and extends a hand to me, his figure like a shield blocking out the clamor of clicking cups and drunken chatter behind me. I pause, then I take his hand, and my feet feel weightless as he pulls me up onto the heaps beside him.
Military honors of the mortal realm mean nothing to me. You've already given me what I need.
He takes a flask of cold wine from my fingertips. Then what is keeping you here?
Take a guess.
being a god is boring to you, or you have an unfulfilled wish. I'll say that. You have an unfulfilled wish.
If that's the case, then you and I are quite alike. Am I mistaken?
Countless fireworks explode across the distant night sky, their sparks falling like golden raindrops. However, Raphael rests his chin on his hand and tilts his head to look at me.
Do you want me to stay? Outside of helping you win a few more battles, of course.
Those lords who never set foot on the battlefield think I was born to love war. I lower my gaze to my palms that I covered in scars from years of battles. Do you think the same?
No one would choose this path unless they had no other choice.
His tone is hairy, yet it's as if he see right through the lingering uncertainty in my heart. Thinking of his story, I wonder if he's also speaking about himself. 300 years separates our lives, yet our hearts mysteriously overlap in this moment. Even if I had thoughts like that, I never dared to say them to anyone.
Then I'll stay so you can tell me about them.
You stay for a simple reason like that?
As long as it's what you want, my journey here will have been worthwhile.
He speaks mischievous. I don't remember how to say that word. Mischievously? Mischievous? Oh my gosh. Sorry, mischievously, right? Again. Can't tell if he said a joke or reveal his true feelings. Flowers continue to burst intermittently across the night sky, the colorful glow flickering across his sculpture features. He suddenly raises the wine vessel in his hand, tilts his head back for a couple of swigs, and then furrows his brow.
How much water did they add to wine after 300 years? You can still get drunk from this?
Gods drink wines too?
What a curious question. Does your army have a prohibition on alcohol? Though this wine isn't worth drinking.
Of course, the army has wine, but you are a god.
Yes, yes. And where did you hear that the martial god should sustain himself on incense smoke and dewdrops like a temple's statue? Well then, go on. Why don't you light some incense for me?
I've already witnessed this martial god's unconventional nature, yet he still managed to shatter my expectation again.
I've lived amongst the immortals in the heavens. They drink more fiercely than any mortal, and their cuts of meat are bigger. Apart from living longer and having greater talents, they're no different from you.
I don't believe you. I've never been to the heavens, so you could tell me anything.
Oh?
He raised an eyebrow. There's an air of self-assured confidence about him as he waves the wine vessel in front of my face.
I'm the first god you've met. You only have my words to determine whether or not you should believe.
I try to grab the wine vessel, but his raise is higher. I stumble and collide into him. Fireworks rise once more with a thunderous boom. Golden red embers cascade, like blazing fallen leaves drifting across the sky. My gaze slowly misses. Sparks lights are reflected in those eyes.
You're not allowed to drink bad wine. I'll let you taste real liquor next time.
His smile is carefree yet tainted with an indescribable gentleness. I come to my senses and I really try to sit up, but the tassel of my clothes get caught on his hammer. I don't like drinking that much. I fumble for an excuse while desperately trying to free the tassel, but it refused to cooperate. It became more tangled. A soft chuckle escaped Emma's slender, cold fingers brushed past my fingertips.
Then will you drink with me to celebrate our next grand victory?
With a few deft twists, the tassel is freed, and he places it in my hand.
Ideally, we're accompanied by fireworks lighting up boundless streets, and they burn throughout the entire night.
His expression suggests he's recalling something, and I can't help but wonder, is that how you celebrate when you return victorious in the past?
Yes. It was 100 times more magnificent than this.
I pull out my fingers, tracing the tassel. It still carries a lingering cold trace. I was a child the last time I watched the fireworks in a city. My family hid me as we climbed one of towers. The fireworks that night seems to be so big and close.
Is that where you grew up?
Yes, but took over and renamed it as City. My words are nonchalant, but perhaps my expression still gives something away. Raphael's lazy demeanor shifts ever so slightly.
Do you want to set off fireworks in Hungning City?
Hanging. Hanging. I freeze and the tassels slip from my fingers. Before I can react, he has already leaped into the air. Raphael. Fire streak across the night sky. Raphael floats in the air, the tassel dangling from his fingertips. It sways gently in the wind. A bright yet fleeting light falls onto his shoulder. Yet his bright eyes only see me.
Do you want to set off fireworks in Hungning City?
Returning to Hanging City, this vow once loomed over every corner of my heart and soul. Yet years of fighting made it more akin to a distant dream. But this cherished wish, raw and hardened into stone by reality, is laid bare by a god with a single glance. I do. I want to see fireworks in one that are grander than these. I faint almost imperceptible smile returns to Raphael's face. With a slight movement of his finger, the tassel falls into my palm. It's as if a god made a promise to me.
Fulfilling a wish isn't difficult, so long as the soul covenant between us endures.
Okay. Cute moment. Okay, let me take a sip. Okay, let's continue. After relentless campaign, the kingdoms have been exhausted. For the first time in years, the borders enjoy a fleeting tranquility. The smoke of battle has cleared, and the light of peace casts a dreamlike glow over Yanshu City. Although every soldier knows this is merely a pause to gather strength for the next assault. The long months of grueling warfare make them cherish every moment of the present. Beyond the walls of Yanshu City stand... Oh no, I'm not going to say that word. Temple. It's ancient. I have been invited to attend this blessing ceremony. Incense smokes hangs enveloping the main hall. Master, a monk from the western regions, sits with his eyes closed. His finger move over his prayer beads. Suddenly, his fingers still. His gaze passes over me and lands on Raphael. and he presses his palm together to greet him. Raphael inclines his head slightly before sitting on the cushion across from him.
General, are you here for war?
No.
Then it must be for deliverance.
Their words leave me bewildered. Leave me bewildered. But Raphael's expression remains unperturbed.
If I can deliver one soul, I shall find my own deliverance too.
There are many paths. Compassion, guardianship. Which path do you walk, General?
With my body, I shall be the shield against calamity and ease her perturbed heart.
To give deliverance to all beings is difficult, yet offering it to one person isn't any easier.
And what if I choose not to?
Life's flow shall be without end, and a bond will bind every twist of fate. There must be a reason why the General is here.
It has been preordained.
The monk's gaze shifts to me. He studies me for a moment, his expression growing solemn. He presses his palm together once more.
Your souls have resonated, and the bond between you runs deep. If you wish for this to endure, you must harmonize your energies. Walk together for your journey and live. In time, your essences will blend, and the dizziness may ease. However,
The monk shifts his tone and turns to Raphael.
the General bears the weight of too much bloodshed. It will continue to drain her vitality.
Oh,
To ease the burden, the two of you must achieve harmony in duty and in life itself. You must often engage in pursuits uninvolved with death, ones that savor life's simple joys. This is the path you need to endure.
I turn my head and my gaze meets Raphael. He looks at me, and the screams be black. I turn my head and my gaze meets Raphael's. He looks at me, and the sharpness of his eyes soften. As the blessing ceremony draws to a close, rain began to fall over the mountains. It arrives swiftly, and mist shrouds the heavens and the earth. I brew tea, my mind still lingering on the monk's words. If I spend more time with Raphael, will the dizziness disappear? I glance at him. He found a chessboard from somewhere, and is engrossed in arranging the pieces. I've been doubting him this whole time. I wonder if he's willing to heed the monk's words. I carry 2 cups of tea over to the low table. This is dew-infused tea. The dewdrop can only be found in these mountains, and I heard very few are harvested each year. Try it. Raphael keeps his eye on the chessboard as he accepts the tea and takes a sip. A slight frown appears on his face.
Wine in your age is weak, and the tea is bitter.
It smells lovely to me, though.
The water for brewing tea should be poured when the bubbles are as big as a crab's eyes. It's the best time to draw out the aroma. Water that's been boiled repeatedly like this only gives you bitterness. But I suppose those accustomed to watered-down wine can't tell the difference.
Watching him sit while being aloof and possibly picky, I find myself speechless. Your tongue hasn't tasted tea in 300 years. How is your palate so refined?
Whether I've drunk it and whether I understand it are 2 different matters.
The legend records so many tales of his valor, yet they conveniently left out his taste for the finer things in life. Summoning a god is easier than keeping one satisfied. I grumbled to myself, once again confirming that much of what the legends say about Vermilion General was romanticized by later generation. Apart from that one fleeting glimpse of his fears, breathtaking beauty on the battlefield, this renowned martial god is unlike anything those tales describe. I take another sip from my own cup. Maybe it's Raphael influence, but I can taste a hint of bitterness now.
Halt! My lord, be careful.
In the distant courtyard, an ornately decorated horse-drawn carriage stops. A servant opens a green silk parasol as several well-dressed men and women escort a middle-aged man from the carriage. They hurry to the rear hall. I recognize them as descendant of border inspector. Okay. I purse my lips and take another sip of tea.
You know them?
The blood of the Wang family runs through their veins. Their great-grandfather was the one who came up with all of those brilliant schemes for the salt tax reform. I heard they donate quite a few Buddha statues in hope of earning boundless merit and absolving their ancestors' sins. I watched the group of figures become distant blurs in the rain. Then I turned to Raphael. Can you see what becomes of mortal like them after they die? Raphael turns to me. A second passes before he speaks with...
The secrets of fate must not...
Wait. He speaks with a measured tone. Okay.
Not be revealed. Do you believe in karma and reincarnation?
Do we? I didn't expect him to ask that. I shake my head, hesitate, and then nod. Not at first, but after you appeared, a self-deprecating chuckle escaped me. Old soldier used to say that if you die on the battlefield and no one collects your body, vengeful spirit will cling to you. You will never be able to reincarnate. Raphael, how did you ascend to become a god?
The vengeful spirits on the battlefield were once mortals who died.
Okay.
Do you honestly believe those who fell to my blade could best me in death?
A black stone suddenly flies from his finger and hits my forehead. It's like a precise flick. Ow. You?
Thinking about fighting and killing in a tranquil scenery. You're a rather dreary young lady.
I'm denying. I rub my forehead. Compared to the martial god, my combat prowess is insignificant. Raphael smiles, his gaze returning to the chessboard. I lower my head to follow his gaze. The black and white stones are packed tightly together. There's a white base and the black pieces from an outline. Is that supposed to be some kind of animal?
Yes, a little marten.
They say playing chess is akin to fighting a war. Every great general I've heard of knew how to read the board and shape the game, and yet you get them to play?
I learned everything as a child, except Weiqi.
I carefully examined the figure on the board, shaped like an unfamiliar animal. I've never seen a real marten before. Did you use to keep this little one as a pet? His fingertips trace over a black stone as his gaze drifts toward the rain behind the veranda.
When I was young, I was oft brought to ancient temples deep in the mountains. During one such trip, I found a marten with a broken...
I just take a sip in my avatar, sorry.
leg.
Sorry, I got distracted. Ancient temples up in the mountain during one such trip I found marten with a... Okay.
My old tutors always insisted that a young prince must devote himself to praying for the nation and the emperor. But back then, I never got a good look at him. All I remember is a yellow haze seated upon a throne. I couldn't be sincere about praying for a shadow. I doubt the gods in the heavens heard me. But that time was different. I hid the marten in my sleeve and brought it into the temple. Then I knelt before the divine statue for a full 2 hours. All I could think was, please don't let it die. Let its leg heal.
And then, did the marten make it? The corner of his lips curves upward, and a hint of warm surface in his satirical gaze.
Of course. I raised it in the manor's garden. It was more devoted to me than anyone else. That's when I learned that prayers are only answered when they come from the heart. Such sincerity can't be forced.
I've seen Raphael smile in many ways before, but this feels different. Earlier at the temple, I saw you close your eyes during the prayer.
I made a wish.
You're already a god. What could you possibly wish for?
I wanted the rain to last a little longer.
Puzzled, I look at him. Raphael's profile seems to soften in the veil of falling raindrop. After returning from the ancient temple, I found myself pondering what sort of simple joys Raphael and I could enjoy. Most of my life has been spent in a military camp. Navigating the street of Yanzhou isn't as simple as I thought.
General, a messenger from Fallwater Tower has delivered an urgent letter. They say it's for you.
Fallwater Tower is a renowned restaurant in Yanzhou City. I've never contacted them. Read it to me.
Yes, ma'am. We would like to thank the esteemed blade-bearing general for taking the time to read our letter. A guest under the name Fishlord is hosting a gathering of literati at our establishment.
Sorry guys. I just drinking.
He has offered a token of the blade-bearing general's manor as collateral. Recognizing the significance of this item and fearing it may cause inconvenience, we decided to inform you of this matter.
I underestimated a young prince's talent for keeping himself entertained.
General, should we dispatch someone to...
Prepare my horse. I shall personally fish him out. The last time we saw that picture, I think it was in Raphael. You know, the multi-banner for the new year of this year. I think. I'm sure of it. Fallwater Tower is normally frequented by Yanzhou nobility and scholars, but today the crowd is so large that you couldn't squeeze a needle through. Ha! Yes, that's the air from the banner I was speaking to. Mortality, tenderness, I think. I pushed through the sea of people to find Raphael in the center of the hall. His sleeves are rolled up as his brush makes bold strokes across a scroll of Xuan paper over 10 feet long. His posture is relaxed and commanding, and each movement is akin to flowing water. The brush in his hand danced like a blade. With the final stroke complete, he tosses the brush aside with practiced ease.
Done.
What a magnificent depiction of solitary fishing on a wintry river. With a few strokes, you manifested a lone boat and a figure in a straw cape. The artistic conception is extraordinary and masterful. I'll offer 100 taels to purchase it, sir.
I'll give you 300 taels.
Indifferent to the offer, Raphael simply gestured leisurely toward the wine vessel on the table.
The painting is yours. Consider it payment for the wine. Now return my token.
Fallwater Tower's owner respectfully presents the token engraved with the words Blade-Bearing General, with both hands, and rolls up the scroll amidst the envious gazes of the gathered scholars. So this is where you truly shine. Noticing my casual attire, his eyes light up, his grins pulls me down to sit beside him.
Had I known you'd be here, I would have invited you. It's a shame you missed out on our little gathering of verse.
I'm simply a young lady who knows how to fight. Disrespect and pleasure are beyond me. I made my sarcasm obvious, but Raphael doesn't bat an eye. He picks up a fruit from the table and takes a bite.
Sour words accompanied by a sharp tongue. Do you want one of these? They're crispy and sweet, perfect for lifting your spirits.
Yes. Raphael smiles and presses the fruit into my hand. Then he turns his attention to the Fallwater Tower's owner, surrounded by literati eager to discuss purchasing the painting.
By the way, is your wine worth its expensive cost? It brings disgrace to the name Cloudborn Brew.
The owner's beaming expression freezes, and anger flickers across his face.
I see you're one to jest. This wine was brought from the capital at great expense. Fallwater Tower sells whatever the Imperial Court drinks.
Is this what passes for imperial taste these days? It pales in comparison to the legendary Springdrop wine of yore.
That is said to be an imperial brew from a fallen dynasty. No one can make it now. How could someone as young as you know what it tastes like?
I've done more than tasting, sir. I can brew it.
Ooh.
Is that even true?
I can almost feel my head rolling as curious gaze focuses on me and Raphael.
He must be bluffing.
Why this is there? Why? I might going to. I quickly cover his mouth with my hand and lower my voice. Using my token as payment wasn't enough? Are you trying to draw even more attention to yourself? I turn to the owner and offer an apologetic bow. I force myself to smile. My friends read too many legends and tall tales. He tends to exaggerate when he's had a few drinks. Please don't believe everything he says.
How boring.
As the crowd begins to disperse with waning interest, I quietly breathe a sigh of relief, only for the Fallwater Tower owner to appear. He refused to let this matter go.
You've insulted my establishment in front of all these people. Claiming it was a simple joke won't be enough. If you can brew a wine finer than my Cloudborn brew, I'll take down Fallwater Tower's sign myself and have it delivered to your estate.
What would I use your sign for? But if your reputation means so much to you, why not make a wager with me instead?
I really pinch the carefree instigator of the mess. What are you betting this time? If you lose again, I'm not helping you. Raphael remains unfazed and smiles as he points toward the rear courtyard.
1 month from now, let everyone here be the judge. If I brew a Springdrop wine that leaves you convinced, that chestnut horse you just bought is mine.
Deal. What if you lose?
Raphael leans in toward the owner, but his eyes, glinting with amusement, are watching me.
10 pieces of calligraphy or antiques from the blade-bearing general's estate. Your pick.
I can hear you.
I know.
While the crowd buzzes with discussion, Raphael pulls me to the rear courtyard. In the stable stands a fine steed, his coat a pure, unblemished chestnut. The horse is majestic and spirited, yet he restlessly stamps his hooves against the ground.
A horse like this shouldn't be kept as some ornament for a tavern owner.
So for his sake, you wager my estate entire collection?
Calm down. I won't lose. My brewing skills are as sharp as my sword on the battlefield.
He gently stroked the horse's mane, and I'm reminded of his story of sincerely praying for a Martin with a broken leg. It's nothing like the myth's depictions of him.
Wait for me, ready. 1 month is all I need.
Ready? What? You were trading verses like a poet earlier. What happened?
What's wrong with ready? A name that slips off the tongue is a name from the heart. It's simple, pleasant, and elegantly unrefined.
What about the brewing wine?
You also have doubts? Don't worry, I'll have that horse before my next campaign. As for whether he joins me on the battlefield or runs free across the land, he shall decide.
His eager determination to brew wine just to win a horse feels vividly, almost absurdly human. Maybe being with him won't be too difficult. Alright, if you lose, I'll have ready conscripted as a war house under the general authority.
You're learning bad habits, General.
I'm laughing every time my avatar does that. It's crazy. The most secluded courtyard in the general's manor. A place so remote that even servants rarely venture here. Has now become Raphael's personal winery. The yard is filled with jade spring water from the eastern outskirts of Yanzhou, along with the finest glutinous rice and red yeast. You drag me here at the crack of dawn just to help you wash rice?
What could be more fun than brewing wine? I couldn't let you miss out on an opportunity.
I could sleep. He turns and notices I'm dressed in casual attire. He paused for a moment and his eyes reveal amusement.
It'll be more interesting with you like this.
It's been so long since I had the chance to wear such an outfit. Does it look weird?
How could it be weird?
Then why did you keep staring at me?
I was looking at your hair that's about to become a mess. I'm going to be driven mad at this rate.
I touched my hair. The hastily tied bun has already come undone. Whose fault is that? You were the one throwing pebbles at my window before sunrise and telling me not to wake my maids. I don't even know where they keep my hairpins. I tried to twist my hair into a bun, but it slipped free and when I let go.
Indeed, it's my fault for wanting a quiet place to brew wine with you, where we'd be away from prying eyes.
Raphael sat behind me and gently gathers the strand from my hands.
Your hair isn't a sword. Be gentle with it, and it'll behave.
His finger glided through my hair, each tender movement akin to him stroking a small animal. With nimble fingers, he finished styling my hair. The morning hair is cool, yet the skin on the back of my neck burns of its own accord. How do you know how to style a girl's hair? Yeah, right. The fingertips brushing against the back of my head pose.
This is my first time.
Oh, really? My head pose. Then a warm breath carrying soft laughter falls upon my ear. This is my first time. That's not what I asked.
And that's not the question I answered.
I'm speechless. I want to turn and glare at him, but for some reason I'm afraid I'd be unable to decipher the emotion in his eyes.
I realized styling your hair is similar to painting. All those twists and turns look complicated, but everything flows in one brush stroke.
You're good at painting.
No, I love painting.
At noon, the cooking fire rose to life. The steamed glutinous rice released its rich sweetness, fragrance, and wisp of white steam drift through the small courtyard. He spread the steaming rice across clean bamboo mats to let it cool. Sunlight filters through the gaps in the leaves and casts dapple patterns over Raphael and me. The tranquility is almost dreamlike. I always thought of a young princess as yourself will never lift a finger for menial work. I was wrong.
All I ever learned at the palace were lofty lectures on morality. I heard them so many times that my ears grew calluses. So I'd sneak off to the local breweries to watch commoners make wine.
And perhaps sneak a few sips?
The process of brewing is more interesting than drinking wine. Watching a grain of rice transform into a drop of wine is captivating. It cannot be compared to those tiring platitudes in dusty old books.
I spread the rice across the bamboo mat, and in my mind I can almost see the vivid image of the youth he was 300 years ago. Sorry. Based on what you said at Fallwater Tower, your wine must be good.
You'll have to ask the Martin who used to run circles around my wine jars. And the soldiers.
The light in his eyes dims for a moment before he returns to his usual nonchalant demeanor.
Most were rugged individuals who guzzled it down without appreciating the taste. But you, on the other hand...
He suddenly leans in, dips his fingertips in the sweet water from the rice, and dabs it on a corner of my lips.
Taste it. I picked out this rice myself.
I freeze before licking that spot. He's watching me closely.
Well, can you taste the sweetness?
Yes. I murmur in response. My gaze drifts downward, and I notice a small patch of sunlight falling perfectly on the end he used to touch me. Once the rice cools to the correct temperature, Raphael retrieves the wine starter he prepared. I take charge of grinding it down while he evenly sprinkles the powder starter over the rice and mixes it in. By the time dust settles over the courtyard, we've finally packed the prepared mixture into fragile ceramic jars. Raphael seals the mouth with red cloths and ties them securely with rope.
I added a catalyst to this one. It'll be ready to open in a month. It won't be fully matured, but it'll be more than enough to win our Fallwater Tower bet.
He picks up the other jar and walks to the corner of the courtyard. He stops beneath an H tree. He picks up an ink dip brush and writes a flourishing character for spring on the red paper adorning the jar. Why do we need to bury another one?
For the flavor to truly blossom, it must endure the winter snow. Only when spring arrives and flowers bloom will it reach its peak. Hence why it's called spring drop wine.
Raphael pats down the sword beneath the tree before turning to smile at me.
It's a promise. Next spring, you must be here to open the jar and share the wine.
The evening breeze stirs, and the leaves rustle overheard as if strumming in time with my racing heart. His smile is gentle and carefree, as if he's making the simplest of promises. It won't matter whether we're marching off to battle by then, or whether the bond between our souls still endures. Why does my heart feel as though it's slowly being encased by this simple promise and turned into a piece of ember for all to see through? But if the one saying through me is him, then perhaps it's alright. Yes, it's a promise. We'll see spring next year together. The chapter is very long. Wow. Okay, next chapter. Yeah. 2 chapters, a little break. And we will continue again after that. But yeah, the chapter was very long. I just did 3 chapters. It's been 1.5 an hour already. I experienced the most ordinary yet most extraordinary months of my life. Rafael took me to so many places I never set foot in before. We visited the quiet, wet meadows west of Yanzhou, just to watch the birds take flight and as the sun dipped below the horizon. We wandered through the veil market where he picked through strange little trinkets like a curious child. We even hiked half a day up a mountain to see the faded words carved into the cliff face centuries ago. These were the kinds of days I had and experiences I escaped from that city. Okay. 1 month later. Oh.
What an exquisite wine! The fragrance is crisp yet mellow. It's as though it caught the scent of countless spring blossoms in the depths of winter. Never in all my years have I tasted wine with a fantastic lingering finish. I dare say even the tribute wine served to His Majesty himself could not compare.
Oh.
What a fine wine!
After tasting it, the owner of a water tower was silent for a long time. Then he sighed.
Exquisite.
Fish Lord, you truly are extraordinary. The horse is yours. And furthermore, I'm willing to pay a fortune if you could sell me the recipe. Name your price.
I am willing to offer 100 gold pieces for a single piece of Fish Lord's calligraphy.
Raphael leans against the railing and points to the chestnut steed pawing at the ground in the stables below.
The recipe's not for sale. I won't be using my brush either.
Oh.
I told you that the wine was a means to obtain the horse. Everything else depends on whether Reddy is in a good mood.
Reddy is not in a good mood. After being cooped up for a month, he is itching to run free. Yeah. Raphael pulls me onto the horse and Reddy takes off like a streak of red lightning. He leaves behind the claymore of Fallwater Tower. Once we leave the bustling street behind, the hoof beats low. They carry us along at the leisurely stroll. The autumn sunlight is perfect. It's warm, wrapping around us like a comfortable embrace. I sit astride the horse with Raphael behind me. His arms are loosely encircled around me, and a faint scent of wine lingers at the tip of my nose. With each rise and fall of the horse gait, my arm brushes against his. Every touch makes me try to create distance.
You weren't like this when you rode into battle.
I'm used to riding alone. I've never shared a horse with anyone before. His arm bumped against my shoulder with the next jostle. I lean back, finding myself pressed against his chest.
You better get used to it now. All your squirming is making Reddy too nervous to pick up the pace.
He chuckles, and I can feel his chest rise and fall against my back. I refuse to let my nervousness show. Then why didn't you let me sit in the back when we mounted? I could have taken the rein.
Reddy has a fiery temper. What if he didn't like you and threw me off?
Even the most stubborn horses in the Kingdom Army learned to obey me.
You should have said so sooner. He's been dying to run. Isn't that right, Reddy?
With a laugh, he flicks the reins, Reddy lets out a spirit whiny and breaks into a joyful gallop. The autumn wind tosses my hair toward him, and our arms touch more often with each stride. The world seems to shrink until all of Yanju is contained in the space between us.
If you're scared, you can always take the reins yourself.
Even if I don't hold on, you won't let me fall.
Then relax. Put your faith in me.
The weight of military affairs and the brutality of the battlefield feel as distant as the scenery blurring past us. My heart swells with a joy and ease I haven't felt in a long time.
Someone who's been running around with Fish Lord hasn't complained about feeling dizzy as of late.
Recalling this past month where he drags me around, I realize the dizziness hasn't returned. Does this mean we can finally live and work as one?
Even our breathing flows as one wave. Listen.
He lowers his head until his chin almost rests on my shoulders. His breath lingers by my ear and stirs a fluttering nervousness within me. We're sharing a horse. The rhythm is the same, so of course our breath will be similar. Raphael releases one hand from the reins and takes hold of my wrist, his cool fingertips resting against my pulse.
Then what does your pulse say? That can't lie,
Beneath his fingertips, my pulse races at an alarming pace.
Why is your heart beating so quickly? Are you unwell?
He tilted his head to see my face, but my flushed cheek have nowhere to hide. It's blushing. Look at his hair. A flicker of confusion passed through that concerned expression. Then a telltale blush creeps up his ears. Yeah, I noticed. In the silence, the hoofbeats resound with striking clarity. Raphael, you can let go now. Raphael's fingertips seems to be warmer. He paused. Then he gently takes my hand and presses it against his wrist.
You're the one who said we'd live and breathe as one, and you still don't believe me.
Beneath my fingertips, the pulse as his wrist beats fast and beat fast. One beat, then another. It harmonized with mine in an uncanny rhythm. I lower my gaze, unable to speak for a long while. The sun blazes overhead, its heat making my face burn hotter by the second. That was cute. That moment was something. Oh gosh. I think the last time we saw that, well, that I remember that was Insane God of Annihilation. Yeah. Maybe we saw it in another myth, but I don't remember right now. Reddy leads us along the riverbank. We pass a lone abandoned tower. Its tops look as though a giant axe had claved in.
That's the Broken Neck Tower. It used to be the tallest building in Yenzhou City. More than a decade ago, the Zhou army attacked, and their catapults destroyed its top. Doesn't it look like a person with a broken neck? Misfortune is attached to its name, so no one wants to fix it. It's been left to rot.
An elderly woman washing clothes by the river notices us lingering and begins to chatter. That city fell in the battle. Just as my spirits sink along with the crumbling ruins before me, a group of children run past us. They laugh as they head toward Broken Neck Tower.
Hurry up! Old Suejo's performing another play!
Will the little general appear again?
Him? The shadow puppeteer from village was also called. Is he here in Yanzhou?
You've seen his craft?
I don't know why
What are his plays about?
I'm trying to pronounce that word, but I don't try to dare to pronounce the other word. You've seen this craft. Oh, sorry, that's Raphael. Okay, sorry. A martial god in the general temples. Temple. Not temples.
Ready. Wait here.
Raphael eagerly pulls me off the horse.
Let's watch. I'm curious to see if he'll give the martial god 3 heads and 6 arms.
Tell me, what is the hardest road to travel?
I don't know. The road to school.
I don't know. I don't know.
It is the road you cannot find. When the Vermilion General died and ascended to become the martial god, his merits were fulfilled. His soul should have passed through the heavenly gates. Yet this martial god, despite being victorious against armies beyond number, was defeated by a single thread of fate. His soul clung to him like a shadow trailing its master. No matter how hard he tried, he could not free himself from it.
Why? He's the martial god.
In the world of mortals, there was a traveler bound to him by karma and love, debts and destiny. That soul had lost its way. Only by guiding that soul to where she belongs and into the life she was meant to live can the martial god find deliverance.
Is he talking about us?
Lost souls? That's boring. We want to see the battles.
How is it possible that the martial god still suffers?
The children quickly scatter in our restless huff. Only Raphael and I stand in the empty building. The old man steps out from behind the white cloth. His gaze falls upon Raphael, and for a moment something steers in the depth of his eyes. Yet tranquility quickly returns.
It's a trifling craft to let the hours pass. I'm afraid I've only made a fool of myself before true connoisseurs.
He bows at his scattered shadow puppets rest where they lie, and turns to leave without another word. What a strange man. That's not how he told the story back in that village. Having mortals spin tales about like that doesn't bother you?
Compared to giving me 3 heads and 6 arms, this one is rather tame.
Raphael's expression is surprisingly calm. I rummage through the old wooden box left behind. I find a shadow puppet of the martial god wearing a mask. What about now? The martial god is in my hands. Do you want to guess the tale I create?
Whoever captures the martial god must perform a legend of her choosing.
I slip behind the curtain and clumsily use the shadow puppet while imitating a storyteller dramatic cadence. Oh, the invincible Vermilion General storms through the battlefield unlike any army. No one can stop him as he cuts down the enemy general in the blink of an eye. Raphael instantly kisses a broken pillar and watches me flail. A soft chuckle escapes him. The final battle.
Too stiff. If the Vermilion General moved like that, he would have been hacked to pieces ages ago.
Then you do it. Slender figures take the wooden rod from my hands. With a deft flick of his wrist, the little figure springs to life.
In his final battle, he defeated an army of 100,000 soldiers with only a few thousand men.
I know you held the line for one day and one night to buy time for everyone to escape. The figure on the screen suddenly collapses to its knee, and arrows fly behind him.
That's the story told to the living. Only the dead know that he was only waiting for reinforcements that never arrived.
What? A chill creeps up from deep within my bones. On the screen, the figure is caught between two fronts.
He didn't die for his country. He was wrung of every last drop of blood. The very people he swore to protect drove him to oblivion.
Huh? The shadow puppet crumples lifelessly as the young general died 300 years ago. He collapsed in a pool of his own blood. For a moment, the only sound in the crumbling tower is the wind whistling past broken walls. The martial gods revered by countless souls. A legendary general I looked up to as a hero was killed by betrayal's decisive blow. Don't you hate them? He lifts his gaze to the skies above. The tower's crumbling structure has similarly fractured it into jagged pieces.
Perhaps. I can't remember anymore.
Someone who still remembers a wine from centuries ago couldn't possibly forget his thoughts in his final moments. He carelessly tosses the shadow puppet back into the box, his expression already calm as if nothing had happened.
When one meets death in that fleeting moment, time slows. It's enough to relive an entire lifetime. Maybe I thought about hating them. Or I wondered if the marten back at the manor was eating properly. Who knows? 300 years is a long time. Long enough for every thought to decay in the dirt alongside my bones.
There's no trace of hatred in his eyes. Rather, a clarity that borders on indifference exists.
The sun is setting. If we don't leave now, Reddy will munch through every blade of grass out there.
Night has fallen. The once desolate riverbank outside of Broken Neck Tower now stirs with the lively hum of voices. So today is the day people pray for a bountiful harvest. We step out of the dim Broken Neck Tower. Moonlight spills over the water, which makes its surface glitter like scattered scales. I point at the glowing speck dotting the river. Lanterns of all shape and size sway gracefully on the dark water. This city, Yanju City, owes its life to this river. After the autumn, I mean, it's hard to say that word because we say kind of that words in French like autumn. Harvest, autumn. The people release lanterns along its banks to pray for good weather in the coming year. Raphael doesn't respond. I turn to find him standing before a weathered wall. He's looking at something. The wall is covered in crook-figured. The doodles children scrawl in charcoal and chalk. Suddenly inspired, Raphael picks up a broken piece of charcoal from the ground. It begins sketching on the wall. With a few strokes, the charcoal is smudged across the rough surface. His lines are sweeping and almost boundless, yet there's a candid, expressive charm. Beside it is inscribed off a verse: eternal skies through age long, one night of wind, one moonlight song. Those scholars could pay a fortune for a single stroke and never get it. And here you are, living your heart in a crumbling tower to keep children's doodles company.
No amount of wealth can buy what I'm not willing to give. Besides, what is hung on the wall is merely a decoration. What's left here is a feeling.
I look at the drawing again. The strokes freely sweep in like the tide. The mood is tranquil. It's a peaceful state of mind.
Didn't you ask me about what went through my head when I died under that tree? I thought about it. Perhaps in that slow instance, this was the last image that remained. Peace across the land, with calm seas and clear rivers.
This unexpected answer leaves me stunned. And after being betrayed by those you trusted,
A single thought can make a god or a demon. Blame it on death, making a moment feel like eternity. My thoughts kept turning and turning, until they happen to land on peace.
A simple moment let him wash away the blood and hatred to ascend as a god. I want to hold his hand, to look closely at the hands that paint peace across the land, and see the traces centuries I've left behind. But in the end, I only turned to gaze at the glittering lanterns dotting the water. I wonder how many of these wish-filled lanterns actually carry prayers for peace. Raphael walks over and stands beside me.
If no one prays for peace anymore, then you'll know the world is truly at peace. That's when you make a wish that's just for you.
He takes my hand. Before I can react, he jumped. I'm pulled into his leap toward the river. We move gracefully from boat to boat across the water, our rows billowing as we glide past gasping crowd and glittering lanterns.
Whoa! Look at those two on the boats! Whoa!
He pulls me down to land steadily on an empty canopy boat, moon red in the heart of the river. Around us there's only the sound of flowing water and the dancing lantern's light. The clamor of the shore feel distant. Inside the boat's cabin sit several unlit river lanterns. Raphael picks one up and flicks his finger. A tiny flame to spring to life on the wick.
Here, make a wish. It needs to be a wish about you.
I slowly take the yellow flower lantern's cradle it in my hand. I wish for it that related to me, huh? When I was very young, I used to make all sort of wish for myself. But that changed. After losing my home and family, my only wish became to reclaim that city. Then my wishes were more about the present. Win the battle, survive the next fight, until the city is ours again. Yet now, a god is asking me to make a wish for myself. Aside from one victory after another, what else could I possibly desire? The war is far from over. For those who walk onto the battlefield, the line between life and death is but a single breath. I can't afford to make wishes for the distant future. As I gaze at the god before me, the lantern's light is reflected in his eyes. It's bright and gentle. Something tears within me. It's a longing to keep one simple, ordinary wish for myself. I wish that I could taste Raphael's spring drop wine when spring arrives. Oh. I bend down and carefully set the river lantern onto the water. I watch it spin before floating steadily on the current. As if guided by an unseen force, I find myself whispering one more thing to that drifting lantern. With Raphael. The river flows. I thought my words would scatter in the wind, but the one next to me softly chuckles. Raphael, who had been toying with another river lanterns, leaned down. With a gentle flick of his wrist, he sent his lantern gliding. His fingertips steers ever so slightly, and a flame suddenly flickers to life on his lantern. It drifts across the glittering waves until it catches up to mine.
My wish will be the same as yours.
The two river lanterns softly collide on the water surface. Then they stick close together as they drift downstream. Oh, it's a wonder in wonders music. Okay, so one other chapter before a break. I'm very tired, but let's do it. Let's do it. The fleeting peace is shattered by military orders from the capital. With unwavering determination, the court declared Mornsend Pass as the staging ground for a northern campaign to reclaim city, which has been renamed that city by the enemy. Though the blade-bearing General harbors grave concern that the timing is premature and our soldiers are battle-worn, imperial orders are absolute. She has no choice but to comply. The army holds every advantage. Their high-rank cavalry commands the mountain passes. Their patrols are high-tide, and their supply lines remain secure. The forces, meanwhile, are beset by troubles from within and without. Years of unending warfare have drained morale. Scout and outriders dispatched beyond the pass vanish without explanation. Every probing formation is met with ambushes. Time and again, chances to seize the initiative were lost, and the shadow hanging over the army refused to lift. The camping drags on. The siege yields nothing. Provisions dwindle by the day, and unrest ripples through the ranks. It is then that scouts from the front lines deliver urgent intel. A gap has been discovered in the army western defenses. It's a vulnerability in the nightly patrol rotations. The blade-bearing general recognized this as the turning point they desperately need. She devises a daring stratagem. The blade-born general shall lead an elite force to ambush the enemy's critical supplies line. Meanwhile, the blade-bearing general herself will command the main army and strike, with chaos erupting on two fronts. A decisive blow will shatter the defenses once and for all. Boreal Campaign Chronicles, Volume 7.
General, the rain is too heavy. The torches won't stay lit, which means we can't see the signal flags.
Here are my orders. Ignore the flags. Get into a defensive position within our encirclement. What the fuck? An unforeseen tempest shatters my carefully prepared plans. Beyond Martin Pass, the ride ravines drown in churning floodwater. The level ground dissolves into a treacherous mire. Two armies poised to clash under the cover of night instead collide amidst mud and thunder. When steel meets steel, chaos consumes everything. Banners topple, and the roar of wind and rain drowns out all commands. Soldiers stagger through knee-deep muck. Their blade clashing is muffled, desperate strokes. No, I have to hold the center. I grit my teeth and spur my horse forward. I charge against the tide of retreating soldiers, enduring toward the centers of the carnage. Hold the line, stay calm. Rely to me. Thunder explode as if it's next to my ear. Seriously. My war horse screams in terror. Its front hooves splitting as its whole body lurches. No, not the horse. The horse spin violently around me. Horse and rider tumble together, angry crashing to the flood ravine below. I don't like this. I struggle to rise from the freezing mud. My war horse has collapsed beside me. Its leg twisted at a natural angle. It whimpers in agony. Oh my god, this is going to make more cry at the I don't like this. Shadowy figures close in from all sides. They're the Kingdom Cavalry Scouts.
It's the Hung General! Kill her! 10,000 taels for her head!
Lightning illuminates the cold gleam of thousands of blades. I drew my sword, and the foremost attackers dropped one after another. My strength is being drained, and more wounds appear. That family business returned, threatening to claim me. This isn't good. Raphael has been surrendered to. More enemies are heading my way. I fight back, relying only on my instinct. It's strange, at that moment, my mind was stripped of all distractions. A thought flashed through my mind, one I've never had before. My wish hasn't come true yet. I refuse to die here. As the killing blow is about to fall, thunder explodes overhead, cutting through the rain. A strike of dark red light descends from the cliff top. It's fire, a blazing flame that will not be extinguished, even against the fury of the storm. The Master General descends as if riding the thunder itself. Although he is by himself, he carries the presence of an entire army. His double-bladed sword carves are a terrifying arc of light through the rain. In his path, flashing blades and wind burst together. Not a single one can slow him. In the blink of an eye, he stands before me. His arms wraps itself around my waist, and I'm pulled away from the mirror. Omar. He puts me on his horse before mounting.
Hold on tight.
He turns his horse around, but instead of going back the way he came, he charged toward a section of the cliff that has collapsed from the deluge. Jagged rocks jut out from the debris to form a small shelter barely large enough for a handful of people. Raphael swings a sword, which calls loose stones to clear a path. Then he pushes his war horse into the makeshift shelter. The cave is cramped. Damp, earthly stench mingles with the metallic scent of blood. It presses down on us with every breath. Aside from the stabbing pain of my wounds, something worse churns in my chest. It's a suffocating pressure, a murderous intent clawing away at me so it can be free. Is this from Raphael? Raphael stands with his back to me at the gap left by the cave, motionless, his gaze at the rain-soaked battlefield. Lightning flashes intermittently, which illuminates this figure that's as taut as a bowstring drawn to its limit. A murderous awe outside of his control seeps from his body and spread throughout a makeshift shelter. The mark on the back of my hand burns. Raphael? It doesn't seem to hear me. A dark glow out behind his mask. His bloodlust straining to shatter the stone walls and drag him back to the battlefield. You can't go back there. You're in chaos.
The war isn't over. I can't stop.
He can't hear me. Strength surged through me from somewhere. Ignoring the searing pain, I throw myself at him and wrap my arms around his waist from behind. I hold on for dear life.
Until the last enemy falls.
Look at me, Raphael. It's me, Cat. Gritting my teeth, I pour every ounce of strength into forcing him to the ground.
Standing in my way means death.
We wrestled in a small cave, a struggle chaotic and desperate. What? That masked face hovers away inch from mine. Behind it, a chaotic, immense, will blazes like an inferno. There are no enemies here. I rip the mask from his face and cast it aside. Lightning flashes through the cave's entrance, its blinding light shining on his face for a moment. His breathtaking features remain unchanged, but that gaze, once bright and aloof, now rolls with darkness. Taking this chance, I pin his hands above him, and I cannot read the rest. Wait. A penny stands above him, and my body is pressed against his as I gasp for air. My wound is aggravate further. My warm blood falls onto his armor, but I can stop now. I'm the only one here. Your soul anchor in this world. I need you, and you need me. Darkness is more to fill every inch of this cramped space on this rainy night. Our raged breath intertwine and bounce off the cave's walls. I can almost feel our racing heart slowly sinking into the same rhythm.
I heard you.
What?
You're my soul's anchor. You need me.
His breath brushes against my forehead. I realize his cold body is embracing mine. Have you come to your senses? I didn't mean to do this. I had no choice. I struggle to sit, but the searing pain from my wound forces a gasp from my lips.
Don't move. Allow me.
He helps me sit up. With a flick of his finger, several flames fall and ignite a pile of dry moss and twigs in the cave.
I'll take off this armor so I can tend to your wounds.
I know my injuries are serious. Now's not the time to think about etiquette. I didn't unfasten what remains of my broken armor. The fabric drenched in blood is torn away to reveal several wounds across my waist and thigh.
I should have returned sooner.
You're the martial god, not the god of rain.
You still have the strength to jest.
No one could have predicted the arrival of this storm.
Hold still.
His slender fingers touch my wounds once more, the same phenomenon happened when we first met. Tiny golden flames dance across my skin to night flesh and blood.
Does it hurt?
It's bearable. His finger all cool against my burning skin. The mark on the back of my... Oh shit. Sorry, I just... What the fuck? I just got the notification. Love into space. No defense zone. Rerun. Holy shit. Okay. I did not expecting that. Okay, let's go back. Okay. The mark on the back of my hand pulses with a faint dark glow. Its rhythm moves with the pat of his fingertip. I try not to watch his hand, yet I can't help but notice how his long eyelashes cast small shadows in flickering firelight. Wait, the no defense zone is a kind of spicy card. Sorry if I'm with spiciness now. Raphael.
Yes.
Has that ever happened to you before?
Even if it did, no one told me about it. How would I know? Maybe the thunder was too loud and gave me a headache.
He avoided the topics, unfastens his robe, and drapes it over my shoulders.
There's a draft at the entrance. Unless you want to catch a cold, I suggest you stay warm.
He's only wearing a thin inner garment. I grab his arm. His skin is as cold as ice beneath my palm. I can almost believe I'm holding a piece of frozen jade. Thane? Are you cold?
Have you lost your mind, General? Someone who died 300 years ago doesn't have warmth.
His tone is lighthearted, yet an inexplicable emptiness wells up inside me. In the beginning, everything about him was veiled behind the radiance of the martial god, and gradually the figure before me transformed from the martial god into Raphael. But an often remarks makes me feel as Raphael has retreat to godhood once more where an expanse of time separates us. That joke wasn't funny. No, the nonchalance in his eyes gradually fades. He doesn't pull his arms away. Instead, he takes my hand in his.
I understand. Yes, I suppose I am a little cold.
He leans closer to me, his cold fingers intertwining with mine.
If you're worried, you can lend me your warmth. Let me linger for those fleeting moments and remember what it feels like to be immortal.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I hold his hand and I attempt to direct my warmth into him. I want to coax some vitality into his cold body. What are we going to do? The deluge subsides, but the haze of battle lingers. The army take advantage of the chaos brought by the storm. They hope their ambush shatters the army defense in one fatal blow. The blood-bearing general swiftly rallies the remaining soldier and stands firm at her post. Through the night, she reorganized the route troops and leveraged the natural defenses of Mornsen Pass to restore order. At long last, the front lines hold. A passive defense cannot hold forever. The Blazeborn general steps forward, volunteering to personally lead 3,000 elite soldiers for a flanking maneuver. Under the cover of night, they shall be the dagger aimed at the enemy throat. The plan is perilous. If discovered, an isolated force deep in hostile territory may never return. Yet the situation is bowstring taut. This may be the only path to breaking the stalemate. After much deliberation, the blade-bearing general gave her approval. Boreal Campaign Chronicles, Volume 7. On the eve of the march, the lanterns outside the main tent sway gently in the cold wind. I check ready saddle and gear one more time. He now served as the Blazeborn general's steed.
The blade-bearing general herself is inspecting my horse? Are you afraid I won't return?
If you don't, I'll either rescue myself.
You have too many duties. A matter so small should not trouble you. An ambush like this would have been child's play, even for the Vermilion general from 300 years ago. Let alone for the man I am now.
I smile, though my heart isn't as calm as my words suggest. If Raphael were to lose control again like that night, his divine power could bring unforeseen consequences. And if his power can be contained, will Raphael himself suffer?
You have a war to win. Don't waste your energy fretting over what's beyond your control.
You always know what I'm thinking. Raphael produced a short flute from his sleeves. It's no longer than one's palm, and its surface is as smooth and lustrous as jade.
If you can't help but worry, let me give you another memory.
It raises the flute to his lips. I never heard a melody like that. It belongs to neither or nor. Oh, fuck. Its notes carry a more ancient solemn story tinged with sorrow. What is the name of that song? It's my first time hearing
When we
such
meet again. It's a melody from 300 years ago. It's been forgotten by the world.
Does it speak of loved ones reunited after a long separation?
Perhaps. It could also be about returning to a place you've been away from for far too long. I know you want to return to Hungning.
His gaze pierces through the darkness of the night. It carries a certainty unlike anything I've seen in him before.
Didn't you make a wish to watch fireworks in Hungning City?
He raises his hand and points at my chest.
Let's make a bet. Before you forget this melody, you'll set foot on Hungning's soil once more.
That night, the Blazeborn General leads 3,000 elite riders and vanishes beyond the edge of the wasteland. Wow. Break time. Okay, I'll take a little break, 10 minutes, and I will go back to finish the 4 last chapter. It's very long. Okay. So, let's take a break for 10 minutes. I'll be back. So, see you in 10.
General, should we organize a search party? Understood.
But I must stand tall and maintain a composed expression. possible reinforcement routes.
General Raphael has returned!
General
Raphael has returned!
The voice I've been waiting for finally reaches me. From outside the tent, the stone weighing on my heart crashes down, and I rush out without any hesitation. Finally, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, we won thanks to General Raphael!
Whoa! You don't look pleased. You thought I'd lose? Let's celebrate first.
Why did you send a scout ahead of Franklin's army?
Well, Reddy wants to know how he'll be rewarded. Then there's me. People are watching. General, the enemy has surrendered. Wait, there's more. Would you like to make a guess? You're eager. I knew it.
The Chill Command Token! General Raphael actually got the command
Now
token?
everyone in that city shall abide by your will, General.
Yes, General!
The Blazeborn General gave you the enemy's letter and the command token. You said, as a general, you could never afford a moment's rest. Perhaps you can steal a moment of peace with this. When you want to unwind, bring it to me. This isn't a tribute to the general. It's for you.
General Raphael, everyone says you're a god who descended from the heavens. When we were surrounded at Vulture Rock, we thought we were done for. But you cleaved through the Q Army's barricades with a single stroke. You said that if we made it back alive, you'd perform a sword dance for us. Let's see your skills.
General Raphael! We want to see it!
We want to see it!
Very well. I shall keep my word. However, no weapons are permitted in the general's tent. May I ask the general to lend me her blade? Since when did the general start underestimating me?
I once heard tales of a remarkable Vermilion general of a former dynasty whose sword dance was said to be without equal. Seeing you wield your blade today, you are every bit as magnificent, General Raphael.
I'd say General Raphael is the martial god's incarnation!
The candlelight in this tent glows like ghost fire. It's blinding.
I'm getting tired. I turn and look at the silent figure leaning against the tent entrance. No matter how bright it is, only those who are still awake can see it.
How does the general pass the time? Can I join you? You're about to reclaim Hongning City.
He walks to the other side of the sand temple. With a miniature city between us, his gaze lands on me.
A dream you've held on to for so long. Why don't I see any joy on your face?
Because it's almost midnight here. I'm tired. Perhaps it's the fear of returning home. Or maybe after fighting for so long and clutching this dream close to my chest for years, to see it be fulfilled. I don't know what will be left for the days ahead.
Then think of what can exist beyond that. Watch how a cloud gathers and scatters. Listen to a song until it becomes second nature. Paint something only you understand. Or brew a jar of wine that won't be opened until next spring. Simply living is enough.
If there hadn't been betrayal from 300 years ago, he would have lived such a life. But fate never gave him a chance. Raphael never chose to become the martial god. Perhaps he, too, holds a dream in his heart. One that led me to awaken him. And maybe he has let his dream become the very source of his existence like me. Before our dreams are to fade, we would vanish from this world. Dull sense of silence stretches
Here.
He flips the scissor around and places the handle into my hand. Pause for a moment before accepting them. His cool palm settles over my hand. Gripping the scissor, he guides me toward the flickering candle.
Trim too much, and the flame dies. Trim too little, and it won't brighten. Once we've reclaimed Hongning City, shouldn't you honor your promise? You already forgot? You said once I helped you reclaim Hongning, you'd set off fireworks from the city's tower. They'd be grander than Yenzhou's cities.
The charred coral wicks is snapped away. It falls into copper dish below. He stands still,
I've served under 3
day of
generals in my
triumph.
time,
Come,
but
let me
never
raise a
have I
toast to
felt
everyone.
such exhilaration as today. This cup is to your brilliance.
I would follow you forever, General.
To the General! Hungning City shall forever belong to Hung!
This cup is for the blade-bearing general. Here's another for General Raphael. Huh? Where'd he go? Wasn't he here?
Of the city. I recognize this place. It's an old district that has been reduced to crumbling walls and rubble by the flames of war. Raphael sits upon the crumbling heaps as he once did on the watchtower of Yancho City. Free and unbound, his existence is seemingly separated from the world itself. He looks at the revelry unfolding in the city from afar as if none of it is related to him. At this moment, he makes way for the wild grass to stand beneath the heaps. The fireworks are about to start. This isn't exactly the best spot to watch them.
I know. But why aren't you in the city?
If the fireworks are great enough, we'll be able to see them from here. The priest is in his hair, and his robes shimmer faintly with the colorful glow drifting over from the distant celebration. Did you know I've been frequenting this area as of late?
It's hard to hide anything from the martial god's divine gaze.
I remember the home I grew up in was somewhere around here, but no matter how hard I searched, I couldn't find a single intact brick. I resist my worry, smile tugging at my lips and try to act indifferent. Isn't it funny? My wish to claim the city came true, yet I can't find my way back home. As soon as the word leave my mouth, I regret them. This personal, trivial feeling seems odd before Raphael fell in battle 300 years ago. Raphael continued to gaze into the distance. It doesn't seem like he cares.
My childhood home is probably still tucked away in a corner of the capital. Perhaps it has a new owner, or it lies in ruins, with only the faint echoes of what it once was. None of that has anything to do with me.
He leaps down from the heaps and lands in the rubble and wild grass of Bygone area.
300 years is too long for a mortal. Everything in this realm rises and falls in an endless cycle. Only the land itself endures.
His words transcend the joys and sorrow of this world. Is as seemingly returned to being the god I first encountered. A premonition I've been quietly nursing rise within me once more. The unrestrained, carefree Raphael seems to be receding behind the mantle of the martial god. He's ready to depart without looking back. Raphael, is there anything you still want to do in the mortal realm?
Why? Do you think I'm about to leave?
Surprised, I looked up and noted the faintest hint of understanding on his face. You never really told me why you chose to stay. Amusement is in his eyes as he gently taps my head. You're tapping my head again.
I'm checking to see if your thick skull is hollow or solid.
I rub my head and definitely look at him. I told you everything I want in the beginning. If you know you're dealing with someone with that thick skull, then shouldn't you be more direct? Those eyes witnesses the countless ages, now hold a distant glimmer I cannot decipher.
Indeed. Yet why would I choose not to be? I did everything I wanted to do with you. This is what I want to do now. Rather than build grand palaces destined to crumble, it's better to nurture the soil so something can grow forever. For example, I can plant a tree. "100 years can pass. No matter who rules this land, this tree will still thrive with it." It's no great matter. We'll brew another jar and bury it under this tree. Let's call it the Vermilion Tree. What do you think? As long as there's a tree, wine, and you and me, we'll never miss spring. The whole sky is filled with sounds. General, the General and I have urgent matters to discuss. Take the men and go on ahead.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling? I know. Do you still want to fight? Is this a new prayer to the gods? As long as you want to, you can still do those things, even if you're by yourself. Stay close to me.
General, those are our banners! Reinforcements have arrived!
Those aren't reinforcements. It's the same as it was 300 years ago. I won't let them have their way this time. Don't forget, General, you're not fighting this battle alone. You've made your choice. Now put it on. I'm here. You are me. Yes, our souls have become one. The martial god.
Guys, I forgot to put my mic on. So sorry. At least you read. You have the picture. Oh my god, this is really a running gag. This is a fucking running gag. I knew it. If I do that, I will forget to put it on again. I'm so sorry, but I will not go back on the history chapter. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I think that will be best the next time if I do this in in tonight, because at least there's a lesser chance that's going to happen. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. I'm really mad at myself because it's freaking late, like it's past midnight. I've been reading the last three chapter with the headset off again. This is... I'm mad. I hate myself right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I will need to put some disclaimer on YouTube when I'm going to post the myth on YouTube. I will do a little explain before that part. Or at least we're going to I'm going to read a chapter with the mic on. Seriously, I'm really pissed. I'm really pissed at myself. That means I came back. I don't remember what I talk about because I'm fucking tired. Well, so yeah, we'll put a little disclaimer on YouTube for that before starting the second part, as saying that I'm sorry. Again, I forgot to put my mic on. But go through the next 3 chapters and read it yourself. And we'll see each other for the last chapter, where I just noticed that I realized that my mic is not on. Oh. Yeah, one of the reasons why I didn't want to do the myth in 2 parts is because of the emotion, the connection. When you're reading something and you stop and you continue very like in another day, it feels like I could lose the momentum, you know? So that's why I want to do it like in one night and like, let's do this tonight. But I think the next myth that I'm going to read, we will not doing it in one go. So again, guys, this is really starting to... It's a fucking joke. I am very sorry about that, since I don't have a lot of listeners, so I know that's not something that hey, your mic is off. You know, if at least a few people could listen to this and write in the chat, hey, that would be different. But I'm just starting my streaming channel, and I know when I'm doing a stream on Twitch live that I have less viewer than when I put my stream on YouTube. So I think I will need to do some... Oh no, not put it, some post-it. I hate post-it. I fucking hate post-it. Take note. I have ADHD, so when people tell me take note, I finish a million note and doesn't fucking read them, and yeah. Okay, so with that said, I am really sorry again to forget to put my mic on, and let's do the last chapter together. Let's do this. Oh gosh. 300 years ago, in village, a temple dedicated to the general is still under construction. Legends of Vermilion General's ascension to godhood are being penned into storyline script. Yet the martial god, whose name is on every mortal lips, find himself annoyed for the 101 time, it's because of the rendering souls beneath the ancient tree.
Aren't gods supposed to come and go as they please? Why are you stuck here? You actually think he's telling the truth when he says he's a god? He's most likely no different from us. Just a lost spirit with no one to look for him.
Quiet.
The young martial god waves his double-bladed sword, is impatient, obvious. The gust caused by his swing sends the soul scrambling into the buried bones. They're too scared to emerge.
Whoever looks for me shall share my fate and be branded a traitor. No one would dare.
If no one ever finds us, our souls will scatter. Those pieces will never be reunited. What about you? Will your soul scatter too?
Stop talking.
However, this is a significant matter weighing heavily on the martial god's mind.
The war is over. My soul should return to the heavens. Why can't I leave this tree?
It's because the general's life is bound to the defiance of fate.
Wait, that figure... Is it? The guy who... At some point, an old man wearing plain robes has seated himself beneath the tree. From a wooden box, he retrieves a small shadow puppet clad in armor and begins to mend it.
You can see me?
I can see the general's fate. You cannot leave because your fate has yet to run its course.
I'm already dead.
A man may die, but his fate can play out another way. Your fate is threefold. There is the righteous path, the errant path, and the defiance of fate itself. In this life, you fell upon that defiance. Your ambitions are left unfulfilled, your body buried. Your name has been erased. Yet, the threads of cause and effect remain unbroken. You still have a soul anchor in the mortal realm.
Who is it?
The one who died for you upon that errant path.
The one who died for you upon the errant path? Huh?
You and she are destined to meet here, as the staggered shadow on fate's path. It's a glimpse of another life that might have been, where different choices were taken.
I can sense this individual, but I can't recognize her. Does she share the same fate as me?
She is destined to repeat your tragedy. Her home has been destroyed, so she fights alone until her dying breath. In the end, she shall become a new martial god. Only then will you be freed from fate's cycle.
Wait. So, for Raphael to be freed from the martial god, we have to die, become the martial god. That's what I understand, right?
And her?
She came for you, but no one will come for her. Thus, she is destined to remain trapped here for all eternity. Your legacy shall be carried upon her shoulders, and she will never know freedom.
Huh? A long time passed before the martial gods speak.
Is there a way to give her another path?
She can be guided.
Okay.
How?
That is something only the martial god would know.
Okay. The old man finishes mending the puppet, picks up the wooden box, and walks into the distance. In silence, the martial god only feels the fallen leaves drifting in the wind. They brush past his incorporeal form. "200 years ago. A moonlight bathes the canopy and seemingly reveals the faint silhouette of a god. A mountain sprite clad in white is perched on a branch. With a mocking gaze, she watches, and her bare feet dangle idly in the air.
I've spent 100 years cultivating to take on a human form. You've been here for over a century. Does divinity require cultivation?
I'm waiting for someone.
For whom? An enemy? An old love? Surely you're not waiting for someone to rescue you.
The one I must guide to salvation.
If I had your divine power, I'd live only for my own pleasure. Who cares about the suffering of the mortal realm?
She's different. I can't abandon her.
You're stubborn. I've heard of bodhisattvas guiding souls, but the martial god? Your domain is endless slaughter. Will you teach her to kill? Lead her into battle? Help her complete a grand conquest?
I will clear the thorns from her path, bear the calamity written in her fate, and grant the wishes of her heart.
That is her karma. If you entangle yourself in it, won't you suffer in her place? You shall share her tribulations, and your divinity might be lost in the end. Your inner demons will consume you.
A single thought makes a god or a demon. This thought was born because of her.
The mountain sprite is quiet. She shakes her head, leaps down from the branch, and dissolves into a wisp of white smoke that vanishes into the forest.
I don't understand. All of you who care for the mortal realm are fools.
Several decades ago, we're getting closer. Beneath the tree, the morning mist begins to rise. Curious, a young monk gazes at the faint silhouette hovering above the ancient tree.
I'm Huilan. Are you the protector god of this place?
He's very young.
You can say that.
My master says, gods such as yourself watch over all beings in your domain.
Alas, I protect only one.
Why not all?
The masses have bodhisattvas to guide them. She fell into tribulation because of me. I alone must guide her.
The young monk turns the prayer beads in his hand and struggles to recall his master's teaching.
My master says that to guide others, one must show compassion. Will you teach her the same way?
No. Compassion breeds obsession, and obsession will lead her to her death. I must help her let go.
What will happen after?
The leaf rustles softly as though a single voice speaks across events and hurt.
I will free her from the chains of hatred in this life. Neither ascending as a god, nor descending as a demon. She will live, and her soul shall find peace.
The young monk doesn't fully understand, Raphael presses his palm together in reverence.
I'm afraid I can't grasp the intent. But I think you are a benevolent god. May you find the person you seek one day.
The martial god watches the young monk's retreating figure. Then he turns his gaze to the autumn scenery lining the blaze trail. Another wave of mist drifts through the mountains. The blaze trail transforms into a river of crimson. The martial god closes his eyes. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how many years will pass before he wakes again, but the one bound to his soul will reach him along the banks that follow the river of time. He will always wait for her. When our souls merge as one, eons beyond anything I've ever known surge through my body like a river. It feels as though I've lived through centuries, yet I remain suspended in a single fleeting moment. I blend into the river and become a single drop within its flow. I drift with the current toward an unknown destination. No voice tells me where I'm going, but somehow I know I'm not crossing from one shore to another. I am the river flowing toward the sea. Raphael, my consciousness is slowly pulled away by an unseen force. It's pulled me back to shore. I can sense things again. First comes the searing pain of my wounds. Then there's the created scent of smoke and gunpowder from the battlefield. I hear distant cries of anguish. I'm still on the battlefield. This was Raphael. Here we go. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Shield.
The comrades I fought with left me behind. I alone had to face the enemy.
Oh no.
If I must die, on a mountain of corpses.
The mask. Put off. Okay. Take the strike. Oh. Oh my gosh.
I remember that day. Leaves fell just like this.
Raphael, the war is over. Raphael, we won. Seriously, let me read. We never have to fight again.
A land without war doesn't need a martial god.
Raphael?
The martial god only awakens in war's conviction. If there is no conflict, my blade will turn on everyone. If you don't wish to be a corpse beneath a tree, let me go.
Oh my god. If you leave now, you break the momentum. If you leave now, your inner demons will devour you.
The Vermilion General died beneath this tree a long time ago. I am merely a soul that lingers. because of a wish. Your heart knows. It's time to say goodbye.
No.
You won't repeat the same tragedy. You're freed of this obsession. When autumn wind stirs.
Raphael. Oh gosh, I'm about to cry.
When we
Hey, where is he?
meet again.
Yeah, me too, MC. Yeah, me too. Okay. I thought he was about to kill us. After the Battle of Bristol, only smoke and corpse remain. So, and sign an armistice, and Aurel Sionov is sent to as a hostage. Beneath his facade of peace lie the countless bones scattered along the border. Decades of war seemingly have come to an end. Yet, peace proves fragile as a cicada's wing. It lasts only a few years. When new emperors ascend the throne, it tears the whole treaty asunder. It not only reclaims the 3 cities once ceded, but he marched his army southward once more. Their blades are aimed at. Rumors say that on the day the troops were deployed, the royal hostage sent to hang there to secure the peace quietly perished. The cause of his death remains a mystery, unquestioned by all. It been reduced to a single vague word in the royal chronicles: disease. War clouds gather over city once more, with armies at the gates. The people, gripped by dread, begin to long for the martial god reborn. A year passed. The grand blade-bearing general, protector of the realm, who had fallen in battle on the eve of the treaty. Whisper. Sorry, my voice is about to go out. I'm very tired and it's very dry. Speaking for like more than 3 hours, almost 4 hours. Whispers spread through the street that the general had never truly perished. She merely vanished in bitter fury, her heart turned cold by the court plea for peace. The people burned incense beneath the city walls, praying for the martial god's return to shield them once more from the iron cavalry. Boreal Campaign Chronicles, Volume 7. After the flames of war are rekindled, a soldier quietly appears among the ranks of army who always charge at the front lines. This warrior is a woman. She wears an whole mask that conceals most of her face. Oh, she speaks little and doesn't fear death, though she finds herself in dire straits time and time again. She somehow always survives. When asked why she enlists, the woman behind the mask will answer all the same. I must meet someone from my past once more upon the battlefield. And if she find him, what will happen? Then we'll share a small jar of spring drop wine. Boreal Campaign Chronicles, Volume 7, Addendum's Anecdote. I can no longer remember how long I felt on that land. The last moment I can recall is horror blotting out the sky above Monson Pass and the searing agony that erupted in my chest. I died on the battlefield. Oh, we died. I did not become a god, nor did I become a demon. Like the countless civilians and soldiers who perished in the war, I became a lost, wandering soul who drifted aimlessly through the world.
You're new. If you have family, you better visit them in their dreams. Tell them where you died so they can gather your bones. Otherwise, you'll be missing arms and legs in hell. They'll give you the hardest, most grueling work. It's terrifying.
Wait, just a moment. Sorry. I think of how I must appear when I died. My body was pierced by a rain of arrows. It's a heroic end, perhaps, but it's not a beautiful spectacle. A face flickers in my mind. Someone who might have come to collect my remains, but the image is hazy, and I can't recall his name. I shake my head. It's better if no one sees me like this. I really need to pee again. I just drink a lot because of my throat. Winters come and summers go. The passing years in the mortal realm slip by unnoticed. The banners on village walls have changed. They belong to neither or nor. There's a name I don't recognize. The general temple still stands unchanged despite the wind and rain. Its divine presence is undiminished. I am but a wandering soul unable to withstand the divine radiance. I can only watch from afar as the cold paint on the general statue slowly flakes away. Its color fades bit by bit. On this day, the village stirs to life once more. The clamor of gongs and swan appears the morning. I need to pee, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be back, okay? Just a second, okay? And I don't forget to put the mic on again. Yay! Here we are. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. Morning mist. It's time for another deity procession again. The bustling crowd eventually gathers at the clearing before the general's temple. A white cloth screen bath in the warm glow of candlelight is raised. A gaunt old man in plain robes steps behind it.
I am Tuejo. Today, I shall perform the legend of 2 generals.
On the white cloth screen, shadow puppets sway and flicker as they trace silhouettes of 2 figures standing side by side. One wields a claymore, and the other has a double-bladed sword. Oh gosh. The legend surrounding the martial god has become a tale of 2. The blade-bearing general didn't become a god, but she was remembered all the same.
And so, the blade-bearing general and the martial god became one in body and soul. They cut through vast armies as though the battlefield were empty.
On the screen, 2 silhouettes slowly overlap, merge into one, and fight with unbridled exuberance. I hide behind a tree and watch. I don't blink.
Stop watching the play! Someone is here for you!
Huh? It's been so many years. There's no one left in my family. I bet he's a passing grave robber.
No, there truly is someone! He's gathering your bones!
Raphael?
He looks so solemn. Right under the biggest tree on the Blaze Trail.
Raphael? In a daze, I drift after the wandering soul and return to the Blaze Trail. A figure clad in armor stands beneath the ancient tree. The last rays of sunset slowly withdraw from its form. He crouches down, carefully sifting through the scattered stones and bones. Suddenly he stops. From the dirt, his harness weathers its surface, bearing the faint outline of two small fish. Then he begins to gather the scattered bones around him.
Who is he to you?
I shake my head. I don't know.
I bet he's your husband.
You guess right. The blades were wandering souls gather behind me one by one.
He's handsome, and his fingers are lovely.
His finger?
He treats the bones as if he might hurt them.
Oh. Gradually, the chatter of the souls fades away. I can only focus on watching his finger as he picks up each bone. A strange warmth spread through my soul. It's as if his palm has scorched me. I murmur to myself, strange. These hands used to be cold. What? Once everything is gathered, he produces an exquisite little jar. A piece of paper adorns its surface. There's a flourish to the word spring. He placed the bone inside the jar. My soul sinks into it of its own accord. Its endless wandering has come to an end. He gently pat the side of the jar.
I'm sorry I made you wait for so long.
Oh, that's the line. That's the famous line at the end of the trailer. I look up from within the jar. That gaze fills me with an inexplicable sense of peace.
The Western Sea is vast. It took me quite some time to find the land of D.
The land of D. Nervousness washes over me. What if you realize I've been a wandering soul for so long that I've forgotten who he is? If you were any later, you would have had to scour hell for me.
That won't stop me. I'll always find you.
Oh. I pause, recalling what the other souls had said. Hesitantly I ask, why? You are actually my husband? Yes, he is.
Once you've said it, you can't take it back.
Oh.
But what you should remember first is my name. I'm Raphael.
Raphael, you're the only one who gathered my remains. I'll believe anything you tell me. Although my memories are lost, learning his name stirs a lightness I haven't felt since my wandering began. I must have had excellent taste when I was alive. Yes, I can believe I was talented since I have a fine husband. But now that death divide us, you don't need to be devoted to me.
Don't be separated from me for a long time then.
I'm trying to figure out the meaning behind his words when he gently pat the rim of the jar.
Would you like to say goodbye to them?
I follow his gaze. The wandering souls huddle together behind the tree. They're too scared to approach him. I nestle inside the jar, my head just barely peeking over the rim. The souls wave at me enviously.
May your next life be peaceful.
My next life?
Don't die so young next time.
Oh, great. He fastened the jar securely to the back of a chestnut horse. I like this. The jar is tilted at an angle, which means I can rest my head on the rim and watch the passing scenery. Oh, it's ready. And so we're set off. Raphael, where are you taking me?
Somewhere far away. Deep within the Western Sea lies the land of D.
Deep within this Western Sea? In the sea? What? We're entering the deep sea? People live there?
Yes. They have human bodies and fishtails. They also
What?
wear garments woven from sea silk.
Huh?
Once we arrive, we'll find someone who specializes in mending souls.
What? But you still haven't told me what you are to me. A family, a friend, my husband, or an enemy? Raphael raised his head and gazed at the moon rising over the horizon.
I suppose I was all of them at some point. Why else would I be able to find you?
Fallen leaves rise behind him in the wind as though a single voice speaks across heaven and is heard.
It's all right if you've forgotten this life. Just remember, no matter what beautiful sceneries and wonders await, I'll see them with you.
What? It finished like this? Oh my god. It feels like it's linked to the Lemurian garden. The rest. Oh my god. Guys, we did it. Yay. And not a yay for me, forgotten to open the mic over here. I'm sorry again. I'll try to do better. I'll try to stop forgetting to put the mic on again. Yep. Okay, so it's for me it's very late. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm not used to go to bed this late, so I will try to just to take a few minutes with you to say first of all what I think about it. First of all, I really like it. The story was great. This was so beautiful and it was very interesting. The candle was nice. I know that I read some places this week that they said we didn't have any answer. I have more questions, but if you think about the fact that normally Love in DEEPSPACE is supposed to last 5 to 10 years, maybe it's normal that we don't get more answer, but we have more question because maybe we get the answer later, and we just have to be patient because the story is just building right now. Just think about the main story. You know, the main story we're supposed to have last month, if some people will have shut up. Sorry, it's late and I'm pissed. I think it's linked to the Lemurian sea gods story because, well, there's still the covenant, the fishy. They talk about going to the sea at the end. So is it before the Lemurian sea god? Is it before God of Tide, Abyss Walker? I have difficulty to put that myth in the timeline. It's very difficult because I don't know. Sometimes I'm just wondering which myth is close to the main story. Maybe we're not close yet. Maybe it's still far away because we know that MC reincarnate, die, reincarnate, die, reincarnate, die. It's the same thing for the ally, for each love interest. Until we're kind of the present in the main story. That's my depiction of it. That's what I think it is. I can get why some people think this myth was not great because it doesn't bring answer, it brings more question. I totally get that, but this aside is a very great myth. It's really good. It was different but at the same time, I don't know. It's quite unique. From I love the fact that he was kind of human. Well, still a god, but he doesn't have a. You know what? People were like, "Oh, it's not Raphael." Blah blah blah. What about Lemurian? If they have done something again about the Lemurian, about something in the sea, people will say again, they should do something different. We need to see more of it. Just, you know. Well, I'm not going to go there tonight. It's too late for that. You know, want to go to bed. I don't know, guys, if you have any thoughts about this, about the fact, is it linked to, is it really linked to the Lemurian? Do we start something new? Do we, where it is in the timeline? Did you like it? Did you like that? Did you like the myth? I'm curious. Just let me know if you want to. I will not force you, but if you want to share your thoughts, you're welcome. So, like I said, I really like it. I like the first candle most than the second one, but it's almost always like that because we don't like the sad. Well, it wasn't a sad ending. Like, yes, it was sad. I cry a little, but I didn't cry like that when I watched God of Annihilation or The Civil Wing Fiend. It's like, if I just thought about the last round of myth, that was the two most that I cried the most. Yeah, that was the two myths that I cried the most. I think my sentence is better said that way. And I'm still crying while watching God of Annihilation, by the way. But yeah, I did cry a little, but not as much as other myth, and it did not have a bad ending. It's like, yes, we're like, we're not alive at the end, but we're together with him, so it's not that bad. And he's attempt to find a way to like resurrect us, minding our soul. Yeah.
Did you finish everything you needed to do? Your eyes. Come closer.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yes. They are really red.
You have every right to say that, saying right now. You have every right to say that. Okay.
Don't stay up late. Go to sleep now.
Yes, I will go to sleep, Zane. Just not right now. Okay. Just check some things. Okay, so I'm going to do, because I'm going to sleep, I'm going to put Zane to sleep. And we're going to, yes, I'm doing that every night. I put Zane to sleep every night. I put in his pajama. Am I the only one to do that? I'm doing that every night. Of course, there's maybe some night that I forgot to put him to sleep, but most of the time
I'll take your advice and think about what two people can do during breaks.
Oh, I have to do something.
Two people remembering the same thing is like...
I need to do that.
We could finish watching that stand-up comedy show tonight to mark the end of your period.
I can go to sleep.
Have there been significant changes to your cycle? Or did you simply want to check the calendar?
Okay, it's done.
I'm not preoccupied at the moment. I can spend time with you.
I will just put him to sleep.
My nights, and the first words I don't have to get up early tomorrow, which is rare.
Go then, go to sleep. I will chain you after.
When I sleep with you, it's as if everything in the world is within reach. Good night.
go to sleep now. Okay, I'm going to close this. Yes, I'm going to end the stream right here because it's almost 1. It's in 4 minutes. It will be 1 a.m. And yeah, I have some things to do tomorrow morning. I need to be awake and have my breakfast before 8 because I have things to do at 9. So I will go to sleep. I don't know where in the world you are, but if you're about to go to sleep, maybe you. Anyway, good night, or have a good day, or good afternoon, or good evening, no matter where you are. And I'll see you next Friday, same times. Yeah. So I'm very tired. I'm trying to think if I said everything I want to say. Probably not because I'm too tired, but well, I'll see you next week. Bye bye, guys.